Stop lying to Nigeria. Stop lying to Nigerians. Governor Ifanyi Okowa tackle Kwankwaso and Peter Obi.
Everybody in this country knows that our party, the NNPP, is not based on the leadership of the money bags. Everybody knows that we have an ideology, we have our beliefs on the party itself and even the governance. We have done it before, and by the grace of God, if we have opportunity, we will do it even better. Now, we joined this party in less than, let's say, 7-8 months. We had our party structure on the ground. We have our candidates almost 100%. We have our leadership intact. We are campaigning. But I can want to assure you and assure the nation that right from the forms that we saw other parties spending hundreds of millions to buy, we have seen parties spending millions of naira or even dollars to purchase candidates and so on. I believe ours is completely different. Ours is based on the fact that we believe in credibility, we believe in capacity, we believe in one united Nigeria, a country that each and every one of us will be given equal opportunity, not minding your ethnicity or religion or where you come from. So this particular question, I believe that even you asking the question knows that it doesn't apply to us. So I will give a telephone for those who should answer the question properly. Thank you very much.
Mr. Peter Obi, please quiet in the hall. Mr. Peter Obi.
Well, let me join Kwankwaso in saying that this doesn't belong to us. But however, if I take your question, everybody knows that the Labour Party is not party of money. The obedience or obedient are not controlled by money. I've never given anybody, they know that. I don't give because we want to work. Yes, we're trying to raise money within our little means to continue what we're doing because we want to work for the people. But I believe that your question is the issue of fighting corruption. And I've maintained consistently, if you want to deal with corruption index measurement, which is a critical thing in Nigeria, is failing every day, you have to look at the candidates, the character, the integrity, the competence, everything about the candidate, and ask yourself a question. All of us are coming from somewhere. Where we passed, can we go there and verify? Somebody has been governor of a state. Let's start by appointment. How many of his relations was given appointment? Go to Anambra State. Nobody from my town was a commissioner. Nobody from my town was chief of staff or anybody. Go and check it in Anambra State. Go and check. There's no piece of land allocated directly or indirectly to me or any of my siblings. Go and check whether any of their money is missing. I've challenged those agencies. Go and check Anambra State money. If it's missing, hold me responsible. So that's where you start. So we are not going to go into, if a man says, I'm going to do this, like they said, if you can manage a penny, we'll give you a naira to manage. So let's check the past. People who are saying that this and that, how was their part? I've passed through parts where shared corporations and everything, go to there and see if any of them, there's a place where they will say, Peter, we did this or that. Even in banking, I never lent money to any of the company I was involved. You must borrow money from somewhere else. And above all, I've borrowed money locally and internationally. I can say today that by the time I left England, I have the highest credit rating any English person can have. Based on that business today, I'm still being invited. So personally, I do not get involved in that. And I have a vice who I believe is that tries on the same thing. Both of us will fight corruption because it's critical. and we'll fight it head on, where we'll bring it to a minimal, if not entirely eliminate it. Because it starts from you. If you are not stealing, your family is not stealing, those around you, you can control them, you put it in check. So I'm saying to you, we will go in there and manage the resources of the state. We've done it somewhere, and we want to do it at the center. Thank you.
Quiet in the hall. Okay, now the turn of Governor Ifanyi Okowa, standing in for the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party.
Just to remind us that the PDP, as a government, created the anti-corruption institutions that we have today. It's important that we take note of that. Secondly, we shouldn't lie to Nigerians. As politicians, if you say you're not spending any money, you'll be lying. Why would they lie publicly to Nigeria? The fact is that how much are you spending? Yes. But for those parties that already have structures everywhere and over time have also created a lot of people and built a lot of people, there's a lot of contribution coming from different places. But if the Labour Party and NMPP, they are telling me today that they don't spend money, I don't know whether they are walking to their campaign grounds. Because I've seen some of them take private jets at some instances. Money is being spent by the day. Yes, money will be spent. But how is the money coming? Coming from a lot of people because their structures already created. But the real thing is the Nigerian politics expensive? It is. Whether they accept it or not, they know that inside they are spending money. But the thing that we ought to work for and to ensure is that if you have made promises, as he has drawn our attention to, if you have made promises, keep to your promises, toil the life of the people, live for humanity. And the best way to check that is to ensure that Nigerians' electoral system is credible. So we must ensure a credible electoral process. We must also ensure that the judiciary can be trusted. Once you get these two right, if you come to Nigerians and you tell them, I'll do this and do that, and you fail them, at the next election, once the electoral system is credible, they will vote you out. That is the best check. Even as we continue to fight corruption and accountability, or our promises, whether they are kept or not, ensure, and as Nigerians, we must ensure that the electoral system remains credible and the courts can be trusted to do the right things. Once you get these two right, every other thing will follow through because Nigerians will exercise their votes.
Quiet in the auditorium. Yeah, thank you very much. Quickly now, we'll begin to round up, but we'll take 3 questions, 3 interventions from the audience. And we're going to take the 3 questions together. And then the candidates will respond very briefly in about a minute each and would begin to round